All right, here with my man, the legend, Brian Mitchell. So, was watching this thing on ESPN, The Kingdom, the Kansas City Chiefs, and one of the storylines was about Andy Reid. Yeah. And, you know, I grew up in the Philadelphia area. I was there when you were playing there. Andy Reid, we know the history. They started off the segment with a card that he has in his office that says "Don't judge," and they go into all these different storylines of how, you know, the ups and downs of his family life with his son passing away, and then how he gave people second chances. Your thoughts? You were there. You have an intimate knowledge. Andy Reid as a motivator, as a man, as a person. You had the best in Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
Andy Reid. Just give me your thoughts.
Andy Reid is very close to Joe Gibbs because I think both of those guys are sure of themselves. You look at it. Joe was probably one of the older coaches at that time. Andy's one of the oldest coaches in the league right now, and he still has success. Everybody else just follows the group and want to join up what's new. But Andy is so sure of him, he doesn't just look at a person and go with the public sentiment of what they think. And, you know, about don't judge. You can't just look at a book and tell what it is until you really figure out what the book is. Yeah. Andy is going to ask questions. He's going to find out about who you are. And most coaches don't. You know, let's be real. There are a bunch of coaches, a bunch of players that we give a lot of hype to just because we think, not because we know. And I think Andy Reid, I know what the man is about. The man believes in being fair. If you're going to handle your business and do the things he expects you to do, he's going to fight for you to the end. And that doesn't happen in a lot of coaching, especially this day and age. Everything is about what's going to get the most clicks, what's going to make me look good. He didn't care about that. Man's a football coach. He want to win games, and he does that a lot.
Right. His voice in Philly just got stale. Was so happy to see him win championships in Kansas City, and I know you were as well, because it just solidifies how good of a coach, coming from that Holmgren tree, how good of a coach, and the coaches that are under his tree that are out there now coaching. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job in the NFL.
Coaches' voices get stale, but it gets
parents' voices get stale.
It really gets stale when ownership stops backing it. If ownership still comes out and promote it as I'm believing in it, hell, let's look at the other places. He came from Philadelphia. Sirianni, his voice got stale to some players and also to some of our fans, but ownership stuck by him. And again, let's be real. If Andy Reid had the GM up there right now, Howie, Andy will still be there. Andy will still be winning Super Bowl.
So you're saying Joe Banner?
I'm saying the GM that Andy had is nothing like the GM that Sirianni has. So those two guys got to be great together. And we're again, sometimes the GM, if he's spectacular, he can make a coach's job a lot easier. Right. Or he can make it difficult.
Coming here now, do you see that with Dan Quinn and Adam Peters?
I think those two guys they work together. They're attached at the hip. And they are they don't just talk about being around each other, talking to each other. They are always doing it. And I believe that both of those guys want to win here. Now, to get to the point where a lot of these other people are, it's going to take some time because this is relatively new. You know, so I don't know if just they work together. It's their second year now. And they probably known each other. But when you get very close, hell, you dated your wife, and then when you got married to her, you found out stuff you didn't know before you dated when you were dating her, right? So they're gonna find out things they don't know, and what happens with it. You have to find out, give and take, and figure it out because you find out what the common cause is, and that common cause is to go out there and win and be successful doing it. And you got to find out how to give and take a little bit with each other to make sure you get to that point.
I can listen to this man all day, but he's doing a radio show in between breaks, so I gotta go. Thanks, B.
Peace, man.